What's good, y'all? It's Taj Rockitt, aka Mr. Highly Motivated, baby. Here to get you motivated, baby. And I'm out here at Alga Norte Park, here in San Diego, California. And we here for Motivated Mondays, episode number 25. And we here to keep you more than alive. Because today, what we talking about is habits create happiness. That's right. Your habits create your happiness. Now, what I mean by habits create happiness is that the things that you do in your life that you choose to do. Don't forget that everything in your life is a choice. But the things that you choose to do consistently with efficiency, determination, and dedication and discipline is what is going to decide the level of happiness in your life. Now, I'm going to break it down super simple, and then I'm going to break it down into some realistic situations. Now, habits. Habits, what are they? There's something that you are doing so often, so frequently, that it's almost second nature for you to do. So a habit, like getting up in the morning and brushing your teeth. Now think about what that means. When you wake up and brush your teeth, what do? You clean out your mouth. You clean out yesterday, you get rid of the bacteria, the plaque, right? You're making it nice and shiny. Now what is that doing? That is creating a consistent calloused habit in your brain because of the positive effect that brushing your teeth has on your mouth and the rest of your life. Now, what happens when you brush your teeth? You don't get cavities, right? Your mouth doesn't get sores. You don't get yellow teeth. So then when you open your mouth, you smile, you're happier, right? You're naturally happier when you feel better. You clean your mouth, your body feels better. Your mind feels better. You're more prone to smile when you are proud of the smile that you have. Now think about that. That habit, that simple habit of just brushing your teeth created happiness because of the cleanliness and the dedication. If somebody, you go to your dentist and you get your checkup and they go, oh, how often you brush your teeth? Twice a day, every day. I floss once a day, every day, baby. You know what I'm saying? You're going to be so excited to tell your dentist that you've been holding yourself accountable, that it's going to create happiness. Your dentist is going to be happy with you. Your parents not having to pay the dental bills will be happy with you. That is happiness. You know what I'm saying? And then when you get older, if you're young and your parents are still paying your bills, the moment you get older, you don't have to pay for something that was preventable, like brushing your teeth. So that's a very simple form of how happiness is created from habits. Habits create happiness. Now, let's take it to the other end of the spectrum, something kind of more on a negative note, right? Let's say alcoholism, right? That's a habit. That's a habit. And a lot of times people choose to drink because they think it's going to create happiness. But what is drinking most of the time, right? It's an addiction, but it's a habit that people form usually out of sadness, depression, lack of passion, lack of purpose, lack of realizing what they should be doing with their time, what they could be doing with their time, realizing their potential. So they're choosing to drink instead of doing something productive. But what is that? Drinking is still a habit. It's a habit. They're creating a habit, and they're hoping that habit creates happiness. Now, for many people, they'll say, yeah, I love drinking, I'm so happy. But it's really a facade, right? Because it alters your mood, it changes your perception, literally makes things a little bit more woozy, a little bit more crazy, right? But it's still a habit. Nonetheless, it's a habit. People are reaching for a habit to create the happiness. Whether it's a positive or negative, however you want to perceive it, we both know, you and I both know that it is a toxin that is going in your body that is a negative, so it negates the happiness that you're creating. But even for that short term, even though it's a depressant, you're telling yourself that I'm happy, I love this, I want this, I need this, so on and so forth. It's still a habit. It's still a habit. Habit create happiness. Habits create happiness, period, whether it's drinking or brushing your teeth. Now, let's look at it in terms of chasing a goal. Okay, you see my shirt, right? Ironman finisher. This is from when I completed my 70.3 in Galveston, Texas, right? Now, what I have learned in terms of habits is habits, they can be difficult to form. But the moment you form them, you create momentum, which then takes you to your goal. And the habit goes from something that you have to really work hard to do to it just becomes something that is a part of your daily life. Now, habits creating happiness. How has a habit of training my body, my mind for Ironman started to create more happiness for myself? Well, I'll tell you. Basically, I started to become more in shape. I take pride in typing into Strava, the app that's kind of like a Facebook for fitness fanatics. Now, I take pride in recording my fitness, watching my progress, showing other people, connecting with other people that have like minds, and being excited to see my progress. What this does, this habit that I formed of cycling 4 to 5 days a week, swimming 4 to 5 days a week, running 4 to 5 days a week, doing yoga 3 to 5 days a week, and doing OTF, Orange Theory, 3 to 5 days a week, is it's a habit that I get happy about because it brings me joy. Not only does it create euphoria, not only is my is my energy up, not only is my body moving, and I'm moving out and sweating out those toxins, and I'm revitalizing my body and my mind. But this habit has created a lifestyle that I am happy about. I no longer need to reach for the thing that I had mentioned before, the alcohol, or doing other things, outside substances, or doing negative things to my body to create a false, temporary sense of happiness. I'm creating habits that are creating happiness. I'm creating the habits that create the happiness for my long-term life and health and wealth and well-being. So what I've realized is I now take pride. I wear Iron Man, right? Because I want people to know not only this is something that I can do, or that I'm going to do, and that I am in the middle of doing, and that I have done, but it's something that you can do too. And what I think we all here in life, we all are looking for purpose. We all know that our life here, we are reaching for something higher. That's where religion comes in, right? That's where people are just wondering, like, what if, when you die? Because none of us know where we go when we die, right? But we all know that we are here on this earth at this time for a reason, whether you like it or not. We are all here for a reason. Now, we're all wondering, what is my purpose, right? We all, you go to school and you're like, all right, I'm gonna get a job, and I'm gonna create a family, and you're following the format. But in that process, more than likely, you and or somebody that you know, or other people that you have associated with, have started to question the format in which we were given in life, and we ask, what is our reason for being here? What was the reason for me to be here in the world? I truly believe that my goal and or my reason for being here is to motivate, inspire, and to show others how capable they are, and that they can do things like an Ironman, or they could go to the world championships in whatever they like. They could become a dentist, a doctor. They could become a surgeon. They could become the president of the United States. They could become an ambassador, whatever they want to do, right? They could do anything that they want. But at the end of the day, your habits create your happiness. You want to be a doctor, you need to go to school. You need to have the habit of doing homework. You want to become the president, you need to know politics. You need to understand government. You need to understand law. That's going to be studying and understanding, the habits. You want to be a professional athlete. You want to be an Ironman. You're going to have to stick to a plan and be consistent day in and day out to create the mind-muscle connection and the consistent habit forming. Let's say you want to shoot a jumper. You need to practice so that habit creates a shot every single time. Every time that shot goes in, you feel the endorphin rush and you get happiness. Habits create happiness. Now, I'm going to even take it to social media. We use social media, the habit of social media, to create happiness for an instantaneous feel. It's very similar to the feeling we get from alcohol, except it's less taxing and negative on the body, but it's still negative on the brain and the way that we perceive our time. Because people are going to this thing, whether it's the phone, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, whatever, and they're scrolling, they're swiping, they're liking, they're looking at things, and they're vicariously living through others, creating a habit of looking at their phone to find happiness. So the habit is still creating happiness. Now, happiness is determined by you. Happiness is a definition, it varies from person to person, right? Like, what makes you happy or what you like to do with your free time is different than what somebody else might like to do with their free time. It's funny, I was talking to my girlfriend Laura, and she was talking about her coworker who was like, I don't understand why Dwayne Johnson, why The Rock would want to work out all day, every day, then go film a movie, and then go work out again, and then eat the same food every day. How is that fun? How is that fun? How is he happy? How is he creating happiness? And it's funny because Laura, her rebuttal, her response to her was, not everybody's their choice of fun or what makes them happy is the same from person to person. Her coworker had proceeded to tell her, I like to stay up all night, party and drink with my friends, eat Taco Bell late night, so on and so forth. That's what makes her happy, or at least that's what she thinks. Now, the thing is, a lot of us, we choose our happiness based off of what we see on that phone. That our happiness is created from a habit that we've already formulated, which a lot of times we don't even decide for ourselves. We let other people tell us what habit we like and how it creates happiness for us. Instead of stepping away, let's say, from social media, stepping away from other groups of friends who have been doing things and living vicariously through others, and going internal. Right? And just really sitting with oneself and asking yourself, what do I like to do? What makes me happy? What things would I want to do day in and day out? What habits do I want to formulate to help create my long-term happiness? And what I've realized is, specifically Ironman, this is the reason why I'm wearing this today, because this is a habit. This isn't just a sport, it's a habit, it's a lifestyle. And what I have found is all the hours that I spend training, usually by myself because it's a very individual sport, I have spent the amount of time more alone, I think, now than ever before. And I'm an only child. I come from a single mother and I'm only child background. But I'm spending more time alone, which means I have more time to talk internally with myself and ask myself what makes me happy. What makes me happy? What is my life supposed to look like? Or what do I want it to look like? What does that look like? What do I want to accomplish? What end goal do I want? And how do I get there? What habits do I have to create to get to my long-term goal and happiness? Because for me, I'm a goal-oriented person. Goals make me happy, right? We're all goal-oriented people, whether we like it or not. You want to go to work, your goal is to make money. The reason you're making money, the goal is to pay rent or to go on that vacation or to buy that gift or let's say, to get a new car or to pay for education. We all have goals. Everything is a goal. We are a goal-driven society, especially in America with capitalism. We have to understand that. But at the end of the day, your habits create the outcome, and the outcome more than likely is what you were shooting for, which is the happiness. Now, on the flip side of goal orientation or goal-oriented decision-making, happiness can also just be from daily small things. You know, calling your mother, happiness, right? But usually it takes a habit. You want to keep communication with somebody, build a relationship. It creates a habit. You need a habit to create that relationship with that person. So the habit of calling your mom or calling your best friend or FaceTiming or however you want to, Skyping or however you prefer, it's still a habit. You have to get in the habit of reaching out to people, because what you'll realize is, and what I've definitely realized is, as I've gotten older, we don't reach out as much anymore. We start to distance ourselves, especially with the social media, because at the click of a finger, I can know everything that you have done in the past 10 years within less than 5 minutes. So then you're like, what's the point of calling? I already know what's going on. But really, you have a false connection. It's a fake connection. It's facade. It's not exactly what you thought it was, right? But at the end of the day, it's still a habit build need to build that relationship long term. But at the end of the day, your habits, what you do day in and day out, make the happiness. Brushing your teeth, happy mouth. Eating a breakfast, you're then putting energy in your body. That's going to change the way that your chemical balance and or imbalances associate with the rest of your body, and then the way that your muscles feel, the way that you sleep, the way that you speak, the energy that you have, which then it creates the way that you interact, which changes your happiness. The going to work and creating consistent income and taking pride in the things that you do every day, that creates happiness. But happiness, once again, is dictated by the individual in which that is happy. So it depends on you. It depends on what you want in your life. It depends on what you want your life to look like. But at the end of the day, your habits create happiness. Your habits create your happiness. You are in charge of your life, your happiness, your decisions, your time usage, your time management, how you interact with other individuals, who you interact with. But at the end of the day, it is up to you. So if you want more happiness in your life, you need to maybe... This is, I'm not going to tell you that this is what you need, but more than likely, it's an internal question. We need to ask ourselves, what makes me happy? What makes me tick? What makes me click? What makes me excited? Why am I spending endless hours on social media vicariously living through other people's dreams? Why am I not chasing my own? These are questions I've had to ask myself. Why am I going out to the bars every Friday night, even though I say I want this, I say I want to be a professional basketball player, but then I'm still going out and drinking and hanging out with individuals that don't even play basketball? You have to ask yourself these questions, and then you have to ask yourself, is that really what I want? Or am I avoiding the inevitable? Do I not believe in myself? And then the question is why? And then you have to dig deeper, and then you have to go, well, what will make me happy? What will make me believe in myself? Because I guarantee if you're positive, you're optimistic, truthfully, not like on this operating on a high frequency, like trying to overcompensate for being super sad, you're overdoing it, and it's almost like a bipolar feel. If you're actually digging deep and asking yourself, what makes me happy? And if you're like basketball, and I've always wanted to play professional and I believe in myself, or at least I thought I did, what happens is if you create the habits, you practice day in and day out, you build the confidence, you build the consistency, you build the skills, you build the ability and efficiency and consistency to reach the goal of eventually, potentially, one day becoming a professional basketball player, hypothetically, right? So if you do all these things that create calloused habits, that create skills, that create abilities that you can confidently market, promote, show, whatever the situation is, that will create your happiness. So you have to ask yourself, what makes me happy? And if you can confidently answer that question, whether it's now, whether it's later down the line, whatever the situation is, if you can answer that question, then you'll most likely find out and realize that your habits create happiness. So habits create happiness. Make sure you're finding the right habits that create the right happiness and that you're going towards the right goals in life. Because at the end of the day, you're in the driver's seat, you make the decisions, and you're the only one that can make your life happen for you. Habits create happiness. Make sure you're getting the right habits and that you know what happiness really looks like to you and you're not vicariously living through somebody else. And I guarantee you, whether you want to be an Ironman, whether you want to be a professional basketball player, whether you want to be a doctor, whether you want to be a dentist, whether you want to be a veterinarian, it doesn't matter, whether you want to be in government, politics, president, it doesn't matter. But the habits are the only way you're going to get there, and especially in a goal-oriented, capitalistic society that we live in here in America, your happiness it's dictated by you. Nobody else is going to do anything for you. And your habits are what's going to get you to your goal. And your goal may be what's making you happy, or even the journey along the way of creating the habits and creating the belief system, creating the excitement, creating the confidence, creating the tools and the jewels and the things that will change your life. Those things will most likely make you happy. But it's only up to you. So create the habits that are best for you, and those habits will create the happiness that is best for you. And you'll realize it will be a better blessed you along the way. So one more time, it's Taj Rockitt, aka Mr. Highly Motivated, here to get you motivated. Just remind you that your habits create your happiness. I'm out here in the Alga Norte Park, baby, up here in North County, San Diego, California. Motivated Monday, episode number 25. Live your life, and don't forget that your dreams are in your eyes, baby. It's Taj Rockitt, you know what it is. I'll see y'all next time, different location. Create those habits, create that happiness, baby. I'll see y'all next time, baby. Holla.